Alright, so it is day 52 of going through my old journal. And the quote for this day was, "Life is not a matter of holding good cards, but of playing a poor hand well." And then it says, "How good are you at playing the hand of cards that life has dealt you? Describe your poker face and when you use it most." I wonder what I wrote on this one. So yeah, if you're following along, just pause the video and take a minute to think about what your response to this might be, and I'll be back here in a second with what I wrote. Okay, so for how good are you at playing the hand of cards that life has dealt you, I said, I think I'm pretty good at playing my hand, but I also think I was dealt a pretty decent hand. So yeah, my hand definitely could have been a lot worse. Maybe not the best, but definitely far from the worst. One thing I like about myself is that I can generally roll with the punches. Like if something happens that's out of my control, instead of dwelling on it or stressing over it, I can generally move on fairly easily. I just accept whatever it is and look toward the next steps. It's probably a good thing that most things legitimately don't get to me because I have a terrible poker face. When I'm upset or unhappy, I have a hard time hiding it. If it doesn't come through my face, it will come through my words/tone. This isn't really in the form of anger. I rarely get heated or angry, but more so when I'm feeling hurt or sad. Even though I'm good at accepting a lot of things, because what else can you really do? It doesn't mean that some things I accept don't hurt me. But I think acceptance is a good way to start moving forward. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty pretty descriptive. Like, I don't know if this has come across, but like, I don't feel like I had like the worst childhood. I had like a pretty decent childhood, but it was far from perfect. But the older I get and the more I see people like opening up on social media and things like TikTok and everything, I realize a lot of people had pretty similar childhoods to me. And I've never really, I don't know, like I've just never really felt like my parents were great parents. I knew, you have that stereotypical, like what you see on sitcoms and things like that. And, I didn't have like the stay-at-home mom or the dad that worked a regular job. My mom basically worked. My mom was the more responsible one and she had a steady job, but she was always kind of one of those that would run late. And she still kept it together, but she was always kind of running late. It seemed like she didn't really like her job. She didn't really interact with us too much, but I think from what I'm seeing on TikTok now, that's pretty common. Like a lot of millennial kids were just kind of like left to their own. Like I'm an older millennial, so I think that's kind of common for Gen X and older millennials. We were just kind of left on our own for the most part. I remember when I was like in, I don't know, maybe second grade. It was when math started getting a little bit more advanced. We started doing like division or whatever. And I remember I was kind of struggling with some homework. And my mom came home from work and I, asked her if she could help me with my homework. And she took a look at it and she was like, "Oh, I don't know how to do math." And that was it. Like I never like asked her for help with homework again. I mean, I think she may have helped with some projects that I did, just kind of like get supplies together. But yeah, like whenever I didn't realize until more recently that it was common for parents to come to like college tours and orientations and things like that, because my parents didn't come to any of that. I went to my orientation day by myself. I filled out all my college applications, by myself. they would tell me like my dad would always be like, you need to get a scholarship, you need to get a scholarship, but then didn't like help me look for scholarships, or like it's like he just knew kind of these base level things but didn't help. And like even when I remember when I got my bachelor's degree, if I felt like I invited everyone to my graduation, like my family, and most of them came, but it almost seemed like it was a burden to most of them to come, to have to sit through the graduation. And so when I got my master's, I didn't even walk. I don't plan to walk for my PhD. And I remember my current boss now, like she asked, you know, oh, am I going to see your graduation? I was like, I'm not walking. And she just thought that was insane. She was just like, really? You're not going to walk? And I said, why? Like, no, there's nobody there to like watch me walk. I don't want to sit through like the whole graduation. Like, even if they did show up, I know that they wouldn't want to come. So I just, you know, I don't know. But at the same time, like, I know I talk about this a lot, but I don't feel like it's never really like bothered me that much, I don't think. Like, I mean, I don't know, maybe it does because I talk about it a little bit, but at the same time, like, I don't feel like it's hindered me from anything. I just would keep doing things, whatever I wanted to do. But just knowing that I was just going to kind of be on my own with most of this stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think I was pretty lucky, even though they didn't like actively help me, they did encourage me to get an education. There was that like encouragement from my grandparents always. And then my dad was one of those dads. It's like, you need to get straight A's, you know, and then would get upset if I get a bad grade, but then also like not question like why I may be struggling, or, you know, what could be going wrong, or offering any things to help. It's like, you just need to work harder. One of those types of parents. But thankfully I did pretty well in school, and so that was never really an issue for me. But yeah, I mean, overall, like, I can't really complain too much. I was dealt a pretty decent hand, and I think I've done quite a bit with the hand I was dealt, so I don't know. But anyway, that's what I wrote for that, and I will be back for day 53 tomorrow.